everybody. You are at A Grown Woman's Perspective with Rochelle, and I am Rochelle, here to give you a grown woman's perspective on today's topic. What are we here to talk about? We're here to talk a little bit about Queen Sugar. Yes, it finally came back after what seems like 2 years that it's been off the air. So before we dig in to what we're going to talk about today, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. You're definitely going to want to be a part of this community, and you're going to want to be in the know when we upload a new video here at A Grown Woman's Perspective. So first, I want to discuss Nova Bordelon. For those of you that don't know who Nova is, she is, out of the three siblings, she is the brown-skinned sibling that had the locks, and we get a chance to see her cutting off her locks in episode 1. She's actually cleansing herself of whatever needs to be cleansed, and she's in a space of gratitude. She has her candles going, maybe burning a little bit of sage, and she's doing her thing, right? But one of the things that she obviously is not cleansing herself of is this relationship with this white police officer. I don't know. It's just totally contradictory to what everything that she stands for, which I know is the intent of the show. It wants to show us different layers and different facets and different ways that people kind of fall into situations. But some of what the show highlighted on this episode was the dynamic between the two of them. And so the first thing that we really got to look at was when Nova had the event at her house and she was introducing her new publication called True Papers, right? And at this event, of course, it was all of her Black friends and community members, and then her white boyfriend, whose name is Calvin. And he was being drilled by one of the young ladies there, just asking him different questions on how he feels about police brutality and this, that, and the third. And oh, so you're down for the cause? And he's like, I'm down for the cause as far as y'all will let me be. So with that type of interaction, we see that there could be some potential problems. Now, in past episodes, in the previous season, we got a chance to see Micah, her nephew, actually confront her about this relationship. And not only Micah, but some of the other community people, her friends and things, have confronted her about this relationship. The next point that the show makes is when he's eating in bed. And first of all, this is not really something that we do. So culturally, you start to see a little bit of a problem, right? We as Black folk, we don't eat dinner in bed typically, but he's eating in bed watching TV. She's kind of like, okay, so we're eating in bed. But then she realizes that he is using her pillow with her satin pillowcase as his TV tray. And so she kind of flips out a little bit, and he's like, oh, I didn't think that it mattered, because she's like, I sleep on that when I don't have time to tie up my hair. He's like, yeah, but you cut your hair. I didn't think that it mattered. And so you start to see this misunderstanding of the culture, right? Because a big part of our culture is our hair, right? And so you start to see this misunderstanding, of which we probably think that since you all have been seeing each other for so long and you're now living together, that you should have an understanding. You should have some sensitivity to the culture. And then the third thing that we see is when she says that she actually wants to go to his grandfather's 85th birthday party. And he is trying to make some excuses as some reasons for them not to go. And she thinks that it's important that they go. And for some reason, she is not understanding that they are not going to be accepting of her. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? I am actually anti-interracial relationships, especially Black-white relationships. I think that Black people should be in relationships with Black people because our plight is so strong and so heavy that someone that is not of our hue is not going to be able to understand it. They're not going to be able to be sensitive to it. They're not going to be able to just be down for us the way that we need them to be. But that's my personal opinion. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts and opinions on interracial relationships, specifically Black and white? Not really so much other cultures right now when I just talk about the Black and white relationship dynamic. What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on just Nova and her boyfriend and where you see this potentially going? Because, as a people, we tend to be very, very accepting of all people. That is why she made the statement, my family is fine with you. You're great with my family. But we are not accepted likewise and in equal return on the other side. So where do you see this relationship going? Do you see a problem with it? Do you think that Nova is being a hypocrite in her beliefs and in her stance in terms of, just the cause itself by being in this relationship with this white man, and not just with a white man, but with a white police officer, knowing all of the things that are going on in our community with our young men, young women, and police officers? This is something that I think is an important topic, and I would love to discuss it here on A Grown Woman's Perspective because, hey, we are here to have these grown conversations even when they're not easy, right? All right, so moving on, we want to talk about Ralph Angel and Darla. Now, at the end of last season, we got a chance to see that Darla actually, after being clean and sober for quite some time, fell off the wagon by having a drink, getting drunk, right? And so she somehow ended up moving in with Ralph Angel. Now, I don't even think that I realized that it was a full-fledged moving in, but needless to say, she's moved in. It's 100. This is what it is. They're now a family again, Ralph Angel, Darla, and Blue. And so you can see throughout the episode that he's not sure how to identify her. Should he be calling her his girlfriend, his baby's mother, his baby mama, his fiance, wife? Like, what should he be calling her? You can tell that he's uneasy, he's unsettled, not sure. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I thought that that was because he wasn't sure if he wanted to be in a relationship with her. But in actuality, what we see end up happening is he proposes to her, which is really cool. He got down on one knee, he had her ring, she said yes. So now he's like, this is my wife. Technically it's his fiance, but now they plan on getting married. Now, these two have been through a tremendous amount, right? I mean, he's been to prison, she's been strung out on drugs. Come to find out, Blue is not actually his biological son. They've been in a relationship, out of a relationship, back in a relationship, back out of a relationship. We've seen him so angry to where he just was, I thought he was going to put his hands on her at one time. We've just seen them go through an array of things, an array of emotions. And it's been very interesting to watch their relationship, their dynamic. We even got to see them kind of dating other people and deciding to just be friends right before she fell off the wagon and moved back in. So do you think that this relationship is going to last? Do you think relationships that are founded on so much trauma even have a chance to last? I mean, these are some really good conversations to have, right? Because it's really going to get the brain to working. And when these types of situations come up, maybe in your life or with those around you, you've already had discussions like this, and your juices in your brain have gotten to flow so that you don't have to think so hard on solutions to be able to help other people. And I just think that this is a really good, these are two really good topics to bring up from this week's episode of Queen Sugar, which I thought was very interesting. And there were a whole lot of other things that happened, but these were the two things that I really want to focus on for this week. And I really want to chop it up in the comments with you. Let's talk about this down in the comments. I can really see this becoming a really good and interesting conversation here. Episode 1 did a whole lot for us, but these are the two things that I want us to talk about as grown folk. So with that being said, guys, one more reminder to just like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I cannot wait to meet you down in those comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.